Hello students, this is Rahmat Khan from Shivjyoti Educational Group. I hope you all are doing well with your studies and studying regularly and watching our videos regularly. Dear students, a humble request to you, whenever you study with our video lectures, kindly sit with your textbook open. That will help you out better. Students, today we are going to learn part 2 of chapter 4 geography, that is climate, and in this the topics which we are going to cover are the Indian monsoon. We are going to talk about the Indian monsoon, the onset of monsoon and withdrawal, that is starting of monsoon and withdrawal of monsoon. We will talk about the seasons, the different seasons which we have. We will talk about distribution of rainfall, and in the end we are going to talk about monsoon as a unifying bond. This is what we are going to learn in this chapter. So let us start. So dear students, kindly open your textbook, page number 28, and here we have our first topic, that is Indian monsoon. So we are starting with this one, right? The Indian monsoon. So dear students, when we talk about Indian monsoon, India's climate is dominated by monsoon winds, okay? And we can see monsoons are strong, often violent winds that change direction with the season. So monsoon are exactly a seasonal reversal, okay? The Arabian traders named this seasonal reversal of the wind system as monsoon. This monsoon word is taken from the Arabic word which I have already told you, that is mausim, which means season, and monsoon is the seasonal reversal, okay? Monsoon has a great significance for India. It's very important for us because India is an agricultural country, we know this, and Indian farmers depend on monsoon rain for irrigation purpose. So lot of people, lot of farmers depend on monsoon, on the rain, right? As it is the major source of irrigation in the country, a great deal of India's electricity generation by water power is also depending on the monsoon. We know that hydroelectricity, which requires a lot of water, the dams need to fill with the water, and if there is no rainfall, there won't be water. So it has correlation. The rainfall, the monsoon season and the electricity are dependent on each other, we can say, right? So when we talk about our monsoon, that is experienced in the tropical area roughly between 20° north and 20° south, facts to understand the mechanism of monsoon. So when we talk about monsoon, we need to know some facts, okay, some things that are differential heating and cooling of land and water. We should know these terms, we should understand these terms which you are going to understand. Okay, shift of the position of ITCZ. What are ITCZ? We are going to understand. Presence of the high pressure area, and Tibetan plateau gets intensely heated up. So these are the things we should know when we are going to talk about the Indian monsoon. So these are there on page number 30, okay, and all this are very important. All these things are there on page number 30. We need to mark all these things. These are very important. Now let us understand this one by one. Fine. First we are going to talk about the differential heating and cooling of land and water. Land heats up quickly and cools quickly. Beta, when we talk about the land, it heats quickly and cools quickly. Whereas when we talk about the sea, it heats slowly and it cools down also slowly. So as a result, what happens is it creates low pressure on the landmass of India, while the sea experiences comparatively high pressure. That means the land has the low pressure and the sea has the high pressure, which we can see here in this diagram, right? Second is the differential heating and cooling of land and water. That is the land and water, heating of land and water. Let us see here. Fine. So we can see here we have the low pressure on land, okay, and we have the high pressure here. Winds blow from the land towards the sea in winter. So the winds blow from land towards the sea in the winter and from sea towards the land in the summer. So the direction changes to the lower pressure. So this we can see here how it is changing, right? We can see from the high pressure the winds are flowing to the low pressure and vice versa, okay? That is from high pressure to low pressure, right? So we can see here in the winter season how this high pressure here, this is land mass and this is sea. From the high pressure the winds are moving towards the low pressure, the winds are attracted towards the low pressure. This is in the winter season. But when we talk about the summer season, in summer season the sea has the high pressure and the land mass has the low pressure. So the winds will move from high pressure to the low pressure in the summer season, right? So this is the phenomena we were talking about, which we should know, okay? In summer the high pressure belt, from here the winds will move to the low pressure, as we can see. And one more thing, this winds which flow from this sea, they carry the moisture also, and because of this some parts, in most of the parts of the India, they receive the rainfall, okay? So they have more moisture content. The winds which are coming from the land mass, they don't have that much moisture content, but the winds which are flowing from the sea, above the sea, they have the moisture content, and because of this rainfall occurs, right? Next we are going to talk about the shift of the position of intertropical convergence zone, that is ITCZ. Now ITCZ is over the Ganga plain in summer, okay? The equatorial through normally positioned about 5° north of the equator, also known as monsoon through during the monsoon season. Now we need to understand what is this ITCZ, okay? Let us see. That is intertropical convergence zone. Dear students, on page number 30 we have a block where it is written intertropical convergence zone. It is given there, okay, about the intertropical convergence zone. Let us understand this by this animation. Let us understand this by this video. So we can see the equator here, okay, in this image, and we are talking about exactly it is parallel to the equator. It is said that ITCZ is exactly parallel to the equator, and slowly and gradually we can see as the rotation takes place, it moves. So during the month of June we can see where it is lying. So near around the Tropic of Cancer. So these winds are flowing near the Tropic of Cancer. These are hot winds which are blowing, and by the December we can see they are shifting downwards towards the south, okay, Tropic of Capricorn. So they are in the area of Tropic of Capricorn, okay, and this is an equator region. We can see where they are flowing, right? Let me read it for you. The intertropical convergence zone ITZ is brought through a low pressure in the equatorial latitudes. This is where the northeast and the southeast trade winds converge. This convergence zone, we can see how they are converging because of this rotation, okay, because of this rotation we can see to the equator but moves north or south with the apparent movement of the sun. Now because of the movement of the sun they move towards each other, okay. Now we can see ITCZ in July. In the month of July we can see they are at the level of 20° north to 25° north. That is Gangetic plain. This is the Gangetic plain. From here they are flowing monsoon through, we can say, right? And if we see in other months we can see here trade winds, okay, southern hemisphere they flow from your 40° east to your 60° east. These are, we are talking about trade winds, okay, these are your trade winds we are flowing, and because of this we can see from southern part southwest monsoon winds deflect from this area, and we can see from the eastward side it deflect from southward side, okay, and they cause the east monsoon, okay, we can say basically this also are helping the northeast monsoon to take place. So we have seen southwest monsoon and northeast monsoon which are taking place, and this is what ITCZ is for. Okay. Presence of high pressure area. When we talk about high pressure area, I have already told you land and water, how they heat up and how they cool down, right? Let's talk about presence of high pressure area. Okay. So present in the east of Metsagar, approximately 20 degrees south over the Indian Ocean. Okay. The intensity and position of this high pressure area affects the Indian monsoon, and because of this what happens is it affects the Indian monsoon, right? Now we are going to talk about effects of Tibetan Plateau. Okay, this is our Tibetan Plateau. Okay, so Tibetan Plateau gets intensely heated during the summer. So during the summer, this plateau gets heated up. बहुत गर्म हो जाता है. Okay, results into strong vertical air currents and the formation of high pressure over the plateau at about 9 km above the sea level. And because of this intense heating up, what happens is the vertical air currents are formed and high pressure is formed. They are above 9 km from the sea. Okay. Next is movement of jet streams. Okay, subtropical westerly jet streams move north of the Himalayas in summer. Tropical easterly jet streams blows over peninsular India approx over 40 degree north during summer. Beta, we already have the map here. Okay, in our textbook. Okay, page number 29, figure 4.2, figure 4.3, in which we can see the movement of jet streams, right? Okay, this is how they flow. These are westerly jet streams. Okay, these are westerly jet streams. This is subtropical area. Okay, and these are tropical easterly jet streams. So both we can see how they flow. These are westward side and these are eastward side. Okay. Let's talk about southern oscillation. Okay. Now, what are southern oscillation? Change in the transfer of low and high air pressure condition in certain areas in eastern Pacific Ocean and the eastern Indian Ocean by rotation. This is because of rotation. Change in the pressure condition over the southern oceans also affects the monsoon, and this affects the monsoon, right? Okay, we can see here intensity of southwest monsoon can be measured by measuring the difference in pressure between the Thiati in East Pacific and Port Darwin in North Australia. If we measure, we come to know. Okay, this is called southern oscillation. Okay, we have El Nino and Indian monsoon. El Nino, beta, we have already in the textbook, page number 13 again. I will read it for you. Okay, there is a box, blue box, which is very important, which gives us the information of El Nino. Okay, this is a name given to the periodic development of a warm ocean current along coast of Peru as the temporary replacement of the cold Peruvian current. El Nino is a Spanish word. So here it is said this El Nino is a Spanish word meaning the child. And refers to the baby Christ. It refers to the baby Christ. Okay. So as the current starts flowing during Christmas, the presence of El Nino leads to the increase in the sea surface temperature and weakening of the trade winds in the region, and this is called El Nino effect. This is El Nino. Okay, we should know this much only about this. Okay. This system involves, here we can see El Nino and La Nina effect we have. Okay. So through this animation we can understand what is El Nino. Okay. These are the currents, how they flow from Peru, we are going to understand. As it is said, this is name given to the periodic development of warm oceanic current along the coast of Peru as a temporary replacement of the cold Peruvian current. So we can see how the currents are flowing. Okay, how the winds are flowing and how the hot weather is taken. So this trade winds are carrying the warm winds along with them. So we have the colder side also, opposite winds which are flowing, it vanishes it, the hot winds. Okay, these are the effects of, okay, El Nino. Whereas we can see how this effects takes place of El Nino. Let us understand the same trade winds which carry this hot warm currents. Okay, we can see here how they flow. Okay, and because of this, in some areas the monsoon is created, and because of this part the monsoon are delayed sometimes. This is what we are going to understand. Okay, because of this fact what happens is monsoon क्या हो जाता है, डिले हो जाता है. कहीं कहीं जगहों पर जिस टाइम पे monsoon होने होते हैं उस टाइम पे नहीं होते, because of this effect only. Here again we can see the trade winds are carrying the warm currents. Okay, when they carry the warm currents we have the cold currents also on the other side, and what happens is because of this more cold currents, जहाँ पे same level का cold currents होता है, and what happens is La Nina effect, and because of this sometimes the monsoons are delayed. बहुत बार आपके monsoons क्या हो जाते हैं बच्चे, delay हो जाते हैं. ठीक है, we can see here around the time of the arrival of monsoon the normal rainfall increases suddenly and rains continuously. Okay, this is known as the burst of monsoon. So what is the burst of monsoon? Around the time of the arrival of monsoon, जब monsoon start होने वाला होता है, the normal rainfall increases. Suddenly what happens is the rainfall increases and rains continuously. बार बार बारिश होती रहती है, and this is known as the burst of monsoon. And this phenomena is known as burst of monsoon, which is there on page number 30, first paragraph, the onset of the monsoon and withdrawal. Under this topic, we are talking about the burst of monsoon. Islands receive the very first monsoon showers progressively from south to north between April to May. So the islands are the one which receives the first rainfall. Fine. Withdrawal takes place from north to south from the first week of December to the first week of January. When we talk about withdrawal, we are talking about the rain is slowly disappearing, okay, vanishing, going, okay, normal terms. Now let's talk about the seasons. When we talk about seasons, okay, in India we have 4 main seasons, page number 31 of your textbook. Okay, 4 main seasons we have that are identified in India. They are cold weather season, the hot weather season, the advancing monsoon and the retreating monsoon. We are going to understand them one by one. Fine. So we are first talking about the winter season. Okay, when we talk about winter season, here the winter starts. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so winter season mid-November and stays till February. These are the months from when it starts and till where it stays, that is mid-November and stays till February. Coldest months are December and January. So the coldest months are December and January. Average temperature is around 10 degree to 15 degree centigrade, okay, Celsius in North India. The northeast trade winds prevail over the country, and during this times what happens is the northeast trade winds are continuously flowing during the winter season. Which season? Winter season. High presence develops in the northern part of India. In northern part of India, that is the top part of India, the pressure is high. Okay, it is dry season. We can say it is dry season for the most part of the country. During this month, winter month, the most part of our country is dry. Okay, and rainfall occurs on Tamil Nadu coast, and there are some parts in a country where the rainfall occurs. That is, for example, Tamil Nadu coast, here the rainfall occurs during the month of winter. Fine. The weather is normally marked by clear sky. These are the features of this season. The weather is normally marked by clear sky. The sky is very clear, low temperature, okay, and low humidity and feeble variable winds. That is, winds are blowing and it is a pleasant weather. Okay. Western disturbances originating over the Mediterranean Sea and Western Asia and move into India. So we can see here the Western disturbances are coming, okay, entering India, and they hit this part of India, and that's why they face the cyclones during the winters. Okay, that's why it is called Western disturbances, and when they reach India they disturb this part of India mostly, and because of this these parts are affected of India, okay, northeast part of India, right? And students, they cause winter rains over the plains and snowfall in the mountains, okay, because of this disturbances. What happens is winter rains are there and the plains and snowfall in mountain regions, okay. And this winter rainfall we are talking about, rainfall in northwestern India, they are very important for us, okay. That is called Mahavat, okay, in local term बहुत बार आपने सुना होगा Mahavat, that is the rains during the winter month. It is good for local rabi crops, they are very good for rabi crops, for example wheat, they are very good for this rabi crops, okay. This is what we are going to we are learning about the cold weather season, that is the winter season, which is on page number 31, right. Now this in the winter season only, peninsular region does not have a well defined cold season, okay, as there is a very less variation in the annual temperature, okay, they have moderate temperature basically, okay. We can see here the mean temperature of January, okay. So we can see the temperature in the winter months. In this map we can see, for example in this region we can see it is around 10 degree Celsius, here we can see it is 15 degree Celsius, 26 degree Celsius, as and when we come down, जैसे जैसे हम नीचे आते जा रहे हैं, you can see the temperature is changing, okay. And this is the coastal area, and here we have the moderate climate. Moderate climate I have told you, that is नहीं ज़्यादा गर्मी होगी नहीं ज़्यादा सर्दी होगी, it will be pleasant, okay, moderate. And this is about the wind flow, how the winds blow in the month of winter season, okay. These are the continuous winds which are blowing, okay, and we can see here. And these are the cyclones, तूफान, आंधी जो आती है, बहुत तेज हवाएं जो चलती है, this is from this side, okay.